Okay, here we go for the first Vintage Modified. Today, Grindstone Landscaping Canadian Vintage Modified. Tonight's features, holy smokes, sponsored by Sherwin-Williams Paints. Here's going to line up for feature number 1 on the pole out of Brantford. In the Swears Custom Painting, number 15, it's TJ Marshall. Starting second out of Cambridge in the Klotz Automotive Repair, number 46, it's Mike Klotz. Rolling off in the third spot at Niagara Falls in the Oakville Trailers and Auto Service, Sherwin-Williams Paints, number 43, it's Jae Pepin. Starting in the fourth spot out of Dundas in the Driving with Haley 24 machine, it's Rodney Rutherford. Starting fifth out of Oakville in the Oakville Trailers, number 8 machine, it's Ricky Willigar. Starting in sixth spot out of Burlington in the Grindstone Racing Products, number 5, it's Mike Pod. Starting in seventh spot out of Cambridge in the GSR Racing, number 42, it's Steve Murdoch. Rolling off in eighth out of Kitchener, the Georgetown Printing, number 2 machine, it's John Carley. Starting ninth out of Milton in the Oakville Stamping and Bending, number 03, it's Jake Gilbert. Rolling off in the 10th spot out of Waterford in the Oakville Trailers, number 84, it's Wade Thorne. Starting 11th out of Binbrook in the Queenston Chevrolet 13 machine, it's Samantha Trowola. Starting 12th in the 7 car out of Burlington in the Peps Pro Painting, number 7, it's Sean Taylor. And rolling off shotgun on the field at Kitchener and Sherwin-Williams Paints 51, it's Maddox Pepin. Green flag is in the air for the Grindstone Landscaping Canadian Vintage Modifieds. TJ Marshall so far out in front of this one. Marshall out front by about 3 car lengths over the second place runner right now, the 43 of Jae Pepin, then the 8 car of Ricky Willigar. Mike Pod runs in the 4th position. Looks like the 46 of Mike Klotz smoking on the right side of that racing automobile. I think the meatball flag is being shown to that 46 car. He's going to pull off there to the pit area. Make sure there's no fluid down on the racetrack. But TJ Marshall out front, second, the 43 of Jae Pepin. Third will be the 8 of Ricky Willigar. Fourth, the 5 of Mike Pod. Fifth is the 24 of Rodney Rutherford. Sixth now will be the 84 of Wade Thorne. Seventh, 03 of Jake Gilbert. 8th, the 2 of John Carley. 9th, the 42 of Steve Murdoch. 10th, 7 of Sean Taylor. 11th, the 51 of Maddox Pepin. 12th, 13 of Samantha Trowola, and 13th to 46 of Mike Klotz. TJ Marshall out front of this one for the Grindstone Landscaping Canadian Vintage Modified Tonight feature event sponsored by Sherwin-Williams Paints. The battle for second is heating up as Jae Pepin has a hungry line of race cars behind him. Ricky Willigar is hounding the back bumper of that 43 car off of turn number 2. He's got Mike Pod right behind him as well. And the 24 of Rodney Rutherford tucked in there as well. It's a 4-car battle for that second spot. Not too far behind them, the 84 of Wade Thorne as well. So it could get interesting here on lap number 7 of this first twin 25-lap feature event for the Grindstone Landscaping Canadian Vintage Modifieds. TJ Marshall had a couple of rough weeks here on the 15 machine, so good to see him out front running well here so far in this one. Big shout out to all the associate sponsors of the Grindstone Landscaping Canadian Vintage Modified: Sherwin-Williams, Epic Raceware, Touchwood Cabinets, Riverside Heating and Air, Sabera's Professional Services, Drysdale Enterprises, Oakville Trailers, New Generation Engines, Epic Raceware, and Joe Moore Media. 43 of Jae Pepin still holding on that second spot, but they are nose to tail lined up behind him as they work lap number 10 of this 24. Problems with the 84 of Wade Thorne. Off of turn 4, our 6th place runner, the 84 car. He's going to pull down to the infield. That car, you're going to see if he's okay. A tough break for the 84 of Wade Thorne. Has had some strong runs in that 84 machine. Comes to a stop here on lap number 11 of this one. Battle for second still raging a little bit further behind him. The 7 car tonight driven by Sean Taylor, pulling double duty in the mini stock And in the vintage modified, he's going to look to the outside on the 2 of John Carley. Oh, and the 2 of Carley, he's actually going to pull down to the infield. So tough break for the 2 machine. Must be the announcer's curse. As soon as I got to talk about somebody, they pull to the infield. Halfway home, halfway to go on this one. I'm just going to stop talking and maybe that'll keep some cars running. TJ Marshall still out front. In second, Jae Pepin in that 43 machine. Ricky Willigar has been trying for the whole race to try to get around that 43 car. Can't quite find a lane to go around the bottom or the top. Mike Pod tucked right in there as well, so Willigar's got to play a little bit of offense, but some defense at the same time. As we're just over halfway, 10 laps to go in this one. TJ Marshall is out by a straightaway over the 43 of Jae Pepin. Marshall's actually going to come up on the back bumper. Sean Taylor in the 7 machine. In the 42 of Steve Murdoch. So Marshall still trying to put some more cars a lap down, but that battle for second, third, fourth, and fifth still raging on here in this one. Is lap number 16, now 17 will go up on the board. Pepin trying to see if he can hang on to that second spot. Willigar in the 8 car, all over the back bumper of that 43 machine, trying to make a move, but he can't quite get the job done. Laps are starting to close in. This time, lap number 18 will go up on the board. So Willigar's having got 7 more laps to try to see if he can make a move on that 43 of Pepin. Now to the 1 and 2, now down the back straightaway. Once again, Willigar's going to try to see if he can set that 43 of Pepin up, but Pepin doing a really good job of a nice, smooth, slow entry into the corner. It's able to allow him to drive off the corner a lot stronger than a few of his competitors. Maybe some lap traffic might give the advantage to Willigar coming up here just a little bit. Eight-car Willigar trying to see if he can make a move to get around that 43 of Pepin. This time, 5 laps to go onto the start-finish line. They're going to work around the 7 of Sean Taylor. Willigar trying to see if he can maybe enter a little bit higher to see if he can drive off on the bottom of the speedway. 4 laps to go this time by. TJ Marshall's lead has increased even more as he's almost a half track ahead of that 43 of Pepin in second, but that battle for second still raging on. Pepin trying to see if he can hang on to this one. 3 more laps to the 8 of Ricky Willigar to try to get the job done. Mike Pod right in there as well, same with Rodney Rutherford, so second through 5th. Nose to tail, down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. Once again, Willigar still trying to see if he can set that 43 up for a pass. 2 to go this time underneath the stripe. Willigar trying to see if he can do everything he can to make a move on that 43 of Pepin. TJ Marshall's got 1 more trip left around in the 15 car. Pepin holding on, white flag in the air. Willigar and Pepin battle down into turns 1 and 2 for the final time. At the front of the field, TJ Marshall will cross the stripe and pick up feature number 1 here tonight for the Grindstone Landscaping Vintage Modifieds. Coming home in second will be Jae Pepin, holding on by a nose over the 8 of Ricky Willigar, who comes home in third, fourth. The 5 of Mike Pod, and 5th, the 24 of Rodney Rutherford. Climbing from the car, fans, put your hands together. Your feature winner, the 15 of TJ Marshall. Slide in here and grab word here with TJ. Well, TJ, you guys have had a little bit of some tough runs here for the last couple of weeks. Unusual for this 15 car. It's got to feel good to put this 15 back in victory lane.
Yeah, I guess fortunately, unfortunately, however you want to look at it, I should have been starting up front. How our inverse starts, it's an average of the last 2 weeks. I've had 2 really bad weeks in a row, which means I should have been here, but a win's a win, right?
You got to take him as you can get him, right? So I know you guys got a lot of support to get this 15 car back on the top of the step of the podium. Who do you want to give a shout out to on this 15 machine?
Shout out to that guy. He deserves more interview time than me. First time out here for him. No, it's been an uphill battle, but my dad, Jim Swears, Glenn Benish, John Van Weingarten, there was a lot of people over here last week when we were putting front end in between races, so it's a lot. Swears Custom Painting, Ingold Tree Services, Riverside Heating and Air, Shelby Roofing. A lot of people, but go interview that guy. He's probably more happy than I am.
There you go, fans. Your feature one winner, the 15 of TJ Marshall. Slide over here and grab a word with the 43 of Jae Pepin. Well, Jay, officially second spot. How good does it feel to put this 43 on the second spot of the podium?
It feels great. I know I had a good run last week there. I fell a little short on the last lap, but it feels great to run with TJ and this guy, Ricky Willigar here. So these guys aren't strangers at victory lane, so it's nice to plant myself right in the middle of them.
I know you guys have really kind of stepped up this game. You guys have brought more cars onto the stable. It's got to feel good putting a whole fleet of race cars together and kind of really improving your whole program as a team.
Yeah, it's been great. A lot of cars that weren't running, we got them fixed up, got them back on track, and it's for the fans, right? We want to have a great number of cars, and we're working on it, and we're hoping next year to have about up to 25. So keep coming back. Our series is growing more and more, so it's great.
I know you guys got a lot of support on this 43 car. Who do you want to give a shout out to on this 43 machine?
But first and foremost, I want to thank Ron Easton. He's the owner of Oakville Trailers. I'm sure you guys see that on multiple cars on the circuit. He's a backbone of a lot of the cars in the club for getting the cars on track and keeping them on track. So he's a huge help, and he's a big part of it.
There you go, fans. How about a round of applause? Your second place finisher, the 43 of Jae Pepin. Oh, yeah, one more. Hold on.
We both forgot to do this, but big shout out to Sherwin-Williams Paints. They're our race night sponsor. I own a paint company too, so I use them exclusively. So big shout out to them. So on behalf of TJ and I, big thanks to Sherwin-Williams Paints. So
there you go. Sherwin-Williams Paints is sponsor tonight for the Grindstone Landscaping Vintage Modifieds. We'll slide over here, grab a word. Ricky, you come home in third spot. You were really trying to make a move for second spot. Couldn't quite get there. Third's not bad, and a good field of cars here with you guys tonight.
Yeah, exactly. And we're doing really good in points, so we don't want to cause anything bad to happen. So I'm happy with the third place finish for sure.
I know you guys got a lot of support on this 8 car. Who do you want to give a shout out to get you guys up to third spot here tonight?
Like Jay was saying, Ron Easton, the other guy that's been phenomenal on this car. Him and my dad have done all the work on this thing, and I can't thank them enough for sure. Sherwin-Williams, Riverside Trailers, Touchwood Cabinets, Bridesdale Racing, Jomo Media, VG Square Decals, and you the fans. Thank you guys.
There you go, fans. Your third place finisher, the 8 machine of Ricky Willigar.